Alright guys, today we have a video that was not meant for today. I had a different video that I thought I was going to be able to do, but it didn't happen, so hopefully it's the week after or the week after that. But for this week, this is a video I wanted to do for a while. I had not really any idea of how I wanted to structure it, so I just decided, I want to have a video for you this week, so we're going to slop this thing together. So there isn't a good structure. It's literally just supposed to be kind of a chill discussion with you guys, okay? We're going to put the question out in a second, but just kind of a chill video. Really curious to see how you guys feel about it. Let me know in the comments. We're going to talk about a new game here, a new MX versus ATV. But before we get to it, I do want to mention MX vs. ATV Legends is a great game. It's been out since, I believe, 2022. So June 2026 will be about 4 years, I believe. And most MX vs. ATV games come out every 2 to 4 years, right? And no, I don't have any inside information. I don't know any more than you could know. Just public information here. I don't know if they're working on one. I would be a little bit surprised if they're working hard on a new one, because they're spending so much time developing this game still, giving us more content for this game. We just got the Pro Motocross replica tracks, the 2025 Monster Energy Supercross replica tracks, plus the monthly updates and new features, stuff like that. So I would be surprised if they're really working on one, but maybe they are. Don't have any inside information, but I do want to mention Legends has had amazing tracks, amazing stock tracks. This will be one of the stock motocross tracks. We have another one coming up. They've given us a bunch of replicas. I just mentioned multiple years of Pro Motocross tracks, 2 years of Monster Energy Supercross replica tracks, throwback tracks, a bunch from past MX vs. ATV games, just a lot of stuff, right? A ton of stuff. Weather conditions, time of day, good terrain deformation. They've adjusted on the physics a lot. So Legends has seen and accomplished a lot in the lifetime of an MX vs. ATV game, and Rainbow Studios has done a great job with it. Legends isn't my favorite game of all time, but it is up there. It is very good, very fun, very arcade, but very fun. Very fun in my opinion. And it might be the biggest MX vs. ATV game we've ever had. I don't know if any MX vs. ATV game has had this much content, and for sure, no MX vs. ATV game has had this much support over the years as Legends has from Rainbow Studios. So now we jump into it. Let's give you the question. New MX vs. ATV. Should there be a new MX vs. ATV? Do you want a new MX vs. ATV game? I know it seems kind of like a dumb question, but I've seen both sides, and I kind of am on both sides of the argument. I lean more towards a new game, but I do agree with both sides, and we'll get into it. But how do you feel about it? Do you want a new MX vs. ATV, or do you not want a new MX vs. ATV? Maybe you enjoy Legends and what they're doing and don't want to see them change. Now, I'm going to give you kind of both sides here and why I fall on both sides. So I don't know if there is a new MX vs. ATV. Again, I don't know if Rainbow Studios is developing one. Right offhand, I'd be a little bit surprised if they put too much effort into developing a new one, since they're giving us so much for MX vs. ATV Legends, the current one right now. I believe we will get one, but it might go over 4, 5, maybe even 6 years. I don't expect to see a new MX vs. ATV game in 2026, maybe 2027, but I want to see a completely new game if they go that route. If Rainbow Studios goes the route of a new MX vs. ATV game, I want it to be completely new from the ground up, similar to what they did with MX vs. ATV All Out. I mean, Unleashed, the first one in the series for MX vs. ATV, quite a bit different from Untamed. Similar, but quite a bit different. Similar, that's kind of an oxymoron, right? So, kind of similar, but enough different that the games felt not the same, right? That's what I'm trying to say. And then Reflex, way different from Untamed. Huge strides in pushing the game series forward. Alive was quite a bit different from Reflex. And then Supercross Encore, while it did borrow from Alive and past MX vs. ATV games, it was quite a bit different and its own thing. And then it would be All Out, right? All Out was new from the ground up, and then Legends here, while it does borrow some stuff from Alive, or not Alive, All Out, it is a completely different game, and it doesn't really feel the same whatsoever. So all the MX versus ATV games, aside from Supercross, Supercross Encore, which are basically the same game, all the games have felt a lot different for the most part. So I want the next game to not feel like a Legends 2.0, but a new game, new physics, completely new tracks, new customization, maybe new features or adjusting on current features and whatnot. I mean, the game wouldn't even have to release with everything in it. They could do a similar thing as what they did with MX vs. ATV Legends, where they release a game, hopefully with more than what Legends had, because the customization had very little, but they can add in more content as they go, right? And change things and adjust on physics and stuff. So, yes, I want a new game because I love the new feel to a new MX vs. ATV game and trying to master a new MX vs. ATV game, but I do want them to treat it similar to what they did with MX vs. ATV Legends here, where we get monthly updates and changes and DLC and free stuff. So that's kind of why I'm on both sides of the fence. No, I don't necessarily fully agree with the keep Legends and not make a new game, but for the reasons some players might not want to see a new game is why I want to see a new game, but then have Rainbow Studios treat it the same as they did with Legends. I just repeated myself basically, but that's kind of how I feel about it. So I'm very curious to see how you guys feel, because I have seen a lot of comments saying they are on one side or the other. A lot of comments want to see a new game, because one example I saw somebody say they want new physics. They want a completely new from the ground up a game to learn the physics and master them, because at this point, yeah, if you pick up the game for the first time now, it would be new for you, but there's players, if you go to multiplayer, there's players that have been playing since day one and put a bunch of time into it. So to catch those guys would be very, very difficult at this point. And no, I don't believe I've mastered the game by any means. I'm at best average sometimes, sometimes well below it, sometimes well below average, but I have a grasp of the game and how it works, and I'm happy with where I'm at. I don't care if I'm really, really good or really, really fast. There's very few games in general, but MX versus ATV games especially, that I've ever really tried to master. Reflex back in the day, I do believe I mastered. And Supercross Encore, I do believe I mastered those games as well. No other MX versus ATV game have I mastered or even felt like I was at the upper half, right, of players. But yeah, I love Legends, and maybe that's some of the reasons some players would want to see a new game, and maybe they're like me and just like having a new game, right? The hype behind a new game, learning the new game, seeing what it's like, and hoping that it's completely different and good at the same time, right? Physics-wise, customization, tracks, all that stuff. So that'd be some reasons for wanting to see a new game. And then I've seen the comment of not wanting one because they love MX vs. ATV Legends. Don't fix something that ain't broke, right? They keep changing and adjusting and giving us more content and features, and just, keep trying to improve what they have here. And I agree with that, but I want to see it on the next game. This one's been out for a while. The soonest we probably would even think about seeing a new game would be probably 2 years from now, maybe farther. I mean, it's not like they can just throw together a new game in a year. I mean, maybe they could, but I feel like it would feel similar to Legends. If they have to develop a game from the ground up, brand new, and feel completely different, and hopefully be even better, that's going to take time. We know, and we've said it a million times, Rainbow Studios is not a big studio, so it's going to take time, especially if they keep giving content to Legends at the same time. I think they would almost have to stop if they wanted to put all the efforts into a new game. So yeah, I don't know. I'm really curious to see how you guys feel about it. Let me know in a comment. I will try to get back to you. I've been very busy. Fall is always a very busy time for me. This video wasn't planned for this week. I'm sorry, it's kind of all over the place. It's not special. It doesn't have a good format. I know it's just all over the place, but I wanted to have something for you, and I didn't have you know, a ton of time. So I'm hoping next week to have the video that I thought I was going to have for you. If not, it'll for sure be the week after, but I should have something better for you the next week. But this is something I believe is important, and it's around, I mean, we're closing, 2026 is 4 years. June 2026 is 4 years, and I believe it is time to be discussing whether or not a new game is or should be coming out. So let me know in the comments. But you guys and girls are absolutely amazing. Thanks so much for the support on the channel lately. It really does mean a lot. And until the next video, take it easy.